And we're off. So thank you for joining me tonight. We're going to be going over the part 3. Of course, part 1 was EndNote, part 2 was Zotero, and part 3 now is Mendeley. And don't forget, and I don't have the date in front of me right now, but I can get it to you right at the end of the session, that I have one more of these, part 4, which is going to come out in April, which is basically going to be a what's the best choice, Ryan, one, because people ask me that constantly, and I usually tell them that that it's up to the user, but I'm going to try to answer that question as best as possible in April. So so definitely come back for that. But anyway, citation management part 3, Mendeley. Let's go ahead and get going. Got a lot of stuff to cover. The introduction, we're going to talk essentially what is Mendeley, and then I'm going to show you how to get the program off the ground using the program. Mendeley has both a desktop version and a web version. Then there's also, we're going to insert a citation into Microsoft Word using Mendeley. And if you have any questions, that's going to be the spot to answer them is when we get there. So what is Mendeley? Mendeley is a free reference management tool and academic social network. Now, the last part of that, academic social network, I'm aware of that as a tool, but personally, I've not used it yet. But it is a great feature. It's kind of, it's almost like a Facebook for, or like a very, very minimal Facebook for academic researchers. So it's both like a reference manager, and it has kind of I guess you could sort of combine it as like a LinkedIn, Facebook for nerds. No, sorry, no. It's for academic researchers, and it's actually like a really good resource. There's a lot of people on it too. Mendeley has over 6.5 million users worldwide. It's a lot. It's as I said before, there is a desktop version, and then there is there's the web browser version as well. The best parts of those being that the desktop version is usually the one, of course, that you might download to your personal computer. The web version is the one where you could access it on a friend's computer or even on your smartphone or tablet. So there are essentially 2 separate applications that unite as one library. So it's an interesting tool that way, and it's a lot like Zotero in that way. Speaking of that, just like Zotero, Mendeley also has this great web browser extension, wherein if you're surfing the web, for instance, and you're just going through Google, if you see something interesting, you can click on the entry in Google, and then go up to the browser, the browser extension for Mendeley, and click on the Mendeley symbol that's up there, and it will automatically add that web page to your Mendeley library. I'll show you how to do that too. It's a really, really convenient tool, and it's it's one that it's a major selling point for me. So I like ease of use. So, and that's really, really simple. Oops, sorry guys. Got ahead of myself. All right, we're getting sick already. Okay, so so getting started. First things first, we're going to go to, excuse me, I get a sip of water. We will go to the Mendeley homepage. Just to create a user account is very important. A user account creation usually takes seconds, but it's very crucial to your use of this product. And then you're going to download the software, and really what we are going to focus on tonight, as far as the tool goes, is that we're going to look at the desktop download version and the web version a little bit, and I'll share what I'm talking about in just a second. Both are very useful. So I'm going to go to Mendeley's homepage right now. Not really, not yet. Maybe in a second. All right. Okay. So this is Mendeley's homepage, Mendeley.com, and to create your user account, you would just simply go over here to create an account. I don't know what's up with this guy's beard. That's a lot of beard right there. So when that comes up, it'll prompt you to then enter your email address, hit continue, create a password. What I'm going to do is I'm going to log into my account really quick, and I'm going to show you what it looks like after it's created. Which, like I said, it really, really takes just like a few seconds just to sign up for your account. So what it's going to look like. So it's going to open up which is going to be your desktop, and this is going to, as you can see, has a here in the center panel. It has some features about just some tips as far as how to use the product. And then as you scroll down, you will see articles that are possibly ones that you might be interested in, that will pop up down here. Now these are only showing up just for me now because I've been using this tool just to prep for this presentation. So it's already taken a look at my Mendeley library, and it's already said, hey, if you added this article, you might like this article. So there's that, and then there's a people who you might want to follow, who are authors typically of some of the suggested articles for you that are down here. We'll come back to that in just a minute, because that's kind of after you've already started your library. But okay, this is your news feed. This is your web browser library, and you're going to see that there's nothing in mine right now because I cleared it out for this presentation. But this we're going to come back to the web library in just a second. But this is what it looks like when you are logged into your account. Now, I'm just going to throw this out. People, they've asked me before. They said, Ryan, should I download? Which one should I use? Should I use the Mendeley web program only, or should I or should I use the time just to download the desktop version? And I usually tell people to do both. And the reason why is because the web version has its own features, mainly in that you can browse other researchers' papers. You can add people to your Mendeley network. You can install you can use the web extension easier, and you can manage your own profile better through the web-based version. But for the desktop version, which I'm going to show you in just a second, the desktop version, the biggest selling point to that is that that's the tool that will help you insert citations into Microsoft Word. So that's probably one of the biggest selling points of it all. Also, desktop also allows you to create a bibliography of a list of citations in Word, and it also allows you to import documents from say Zotero or from EndNote. So it has its pluses as well. So just if somebody asks me, whether they should opt for the Mendeley web version, I would say for me, I would do both. But we'll come back to that in just a second. What I want to now take you to is, after you have created your account, actually I need to go back to the Mendeley website. After you've created your Mendeley account, this is where you would go. But to download the desktop version, you would go to download Mendeley, and it's a quick download, and it's good for Windows 7, 8, and 10. And you just click the download there to download the program. And I'll show you what the program looks like now. Actually, I think I may have to stop sharing for a second. Be right back. And of course, after you have, all right, so yeah. So after it's been downloaded, Mendeley desktop version will load, and it'll look exactly like this. This is blank right now, just because tonight, of course, we are planning to add to it. So that's the reason why it's blank at the moment. But as you can see, just the basic look of it, the basic setup, it looks a lot like Zotero, and it looks a lot like EndNote, where it's this like a three-panel system, where they're on the left side is the navigation panel, and it has some of the default folders, like the All Documents folder, recently added folder, favorites, etc. You can also, just like Zotero and EndNote, you can also create customized folders. I've created some that are here already. And here in the center area, this would be where you would have your reference list would be located here, and then in this far right panel, this would of course show your some of the article's details, like its I guess, publication dates, author, etc., access points for the full text, and things like that. But that's pretty much that's the setup of the entire program. So what's next? Let's add to it. So what do we do first? So we're going to go up here to add, which will allow us to add a file and or a citation. So what I'm going to show you how to do first is, like I said, is how to add a file. So it's going to be difficult to show this, but just because of the way that Blackboard is set up, where I can't necessarily where I can't show two screens at the same time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do the fundamental easy add to Mendeley. So let's say that you have some documents on your computer. So we're just going to go to add and add files. I'm going to go to my desktop because I have a folder that's just for this. And this is a PDF document that I've downloaded just to my PC. Actually, I don't think you can actually see that, and all I did was drag it into Mendeley, and it did everything for me. I don't know how to show this properly. I'm trying to think. I thought I had it shown right when I did my rehearsal for this, but it looks like it didn't cover over. So it's basically drag and drop. So I'm going to take a file out of my off my desktop, for instance, and all I would really do is just take it from one area and drag and drop, and just drop it into the center panel. Let me see if you can see one that I do. I thought it was going to open up on the screen to show you that, but it didn't. It's too bad. I'm sorry, guys, give me 1 second. All right, so what my mouse is doing right now, as you see, it's just kind of circling right here, is I have copied a PDF file, and I'm dragging it into my Mendeley library, and all I do is just drag it to that area, and that's it. And then it updates it, gives me my bib information, author, title, abstract of it. Since it's a full text document already, all we have to do is just click on the entry, and it'll open up the document as so. And with that, you can add notes to it as well. Like, say, this is a good part. This is a good article. Yay. So like there's that. You can highlight as well. Oops. Where's my highlighter? There it is. If you wanted to do that. Let me close this out. So that's pretty much how to add the first one. There's a couple of different methods of adding, as you can see. There's add a file, add a folder, which I can also do that too. If you have a folder that is on your desktop, maybe that is filled with some of your research, then you can add that entire PDF article folder to the library, and it'll it'll upload everything as far as filling in any of the metadata gaps and things like that. So very good tool. Let me show you some of the other features. So as I said, single files can be added using add files command. The one that's up here is the add files command. You can also manually enter files as well, which typically takes some time. I'll show you what that looks like. If you want to add an entry manually, of course you would choose whether it's a journal article, or whether it's a I think I might know why this is having some problems as far as there's a lot of stuff I really want to show you guys that's not showing up on the screen. I'm wondering if I share my whole screen, if that'll work. 1 second. Okay, so let's see. Yes, this is what I was trying to show you guys, and I could not understand why it wouldn't come up. So as far as adding files, let me go over this one more time. You can click here, you can choose a file like I've done. This is, these are just PDF documents that are on my desktop. Click on it, and it just added it just like that. And it shows up, and all of this other information pops up here on the side, plus access to the file. As I was showing you guys a few minutes ago, you can access the file. You can make notes on it. Let's go back out to your Mendeley library. Every time that you do an addition to your library, what you'll always want to do is you'll want to hit the sync button up here at the top. And why is that? Is because exactly what that says, it's to synchronize your library with the Mendeley web library. Of course. Those are my kids. Let's see. Okay, so we'll go. You can upload an entire folder into your Mendeley library, and you can also add them manually, which you don't ever want to do, but sometimes, of course, you'll have to. So whether it's a journal article, a book, or a case, you would choose that, and basically you could just click on the field and enter the author, journal, year, volume, etc. And then once all that is filled in, or if it is filled in, you would just click save, and then that item would then show up here. If you want to move items around, like say you'd like to add, let's say that we want to add this article to the stroke folder that I have over here, just click on it and drag it, and stroke rehabilitation, and it'll go right into there. Yeah, see. Very, very, very user-friendly, very easy to use. I'm trying to figure out why the sync thing is not working. It usually does. Maybe we just had a little hiccup. I'm hoping that's the case. All right, so I just did a synchronize to that, and I'm going to open up the web library real quick. Remember this, our web account that we have for Mendeley. Click on library there, and give it a second for it to populate, and those are there. So those popped up over there. So they're in those places. So if you make an addition to your web library, always hit sync, always sync, always sync. let's add some more stuff. So we talked about adding things, adding files that are on your computer. Let's add files from, say, like Search USA or something like that, because that's definitely something that you're going to be doing. So Search USA, of course, our beautiful new website that we have. Let's go. The one I've been researching for this project mostly, and if you've done a lot of webinars with me, I try to change the search terms up as much as possible, and sometimes I do, and I've used this one like about 2 or 3 other times. So I was just being lazy tonight. I'm sorry. But so virtual reality. So let's say I find that this article is one that I'd like to export. I come up here and I see it's a great article, and I definitely want to use it. So just like if you were exporting an article out of Search USA into Zotero or to EndNote, you would do it just the same way. So you would go to Export and do Direct Export RIS format. It's a file system. You click Save. You'll see the download pop up here down at the bottom. And all you have to do is click the download, and you can't see it simultaneously here on the computer, but after you click the download to open, the article appears in your library, like right there. So that's the one that, remember, it's by the author's name. It's Ravi, and there it is here at the top. And of course, after we make any additions, we always want to sync. You always want to sync. You can also add a lot of files all at the same time. As I was saying just a few minutes ago, let's say we want to add a couple of these here. Like I'm just making a selection to add. Click Open, and it might take a few minutes for it to open up. You may see this sometimes where it wants you to merge documents. Of course, you can if you want. It just sort of saves space, and it helps with duplications and things like that. So I added a couple different things there, and so those have shown up. Let's see, what else? So that's pretty much how you would add items, either from your desktop or from the USA library. It works pretty much the same way if you were in PubMed as well. I'll go back out to the library homepage and show you. Works pretty much the exact same way as you would exporting any file into a citation manager. Pretty much works the same way. So like this one, we would use send to, and then you're going to send to citation manager, create file, and I think this will work. Oh, nope, it's still set on EndNote. No, stop, no. That actually happened to me yesterday. What you do to change that, and you probably wouldn't have this problem because you probably either only have Zotero, EndNote, or eventually Mendeley. But for me, what the problem is that I have have multiple on here, so it sort of picks the one that I've used last, which was EndNote. But it works essentially just the same way as we were just doing. I can't seem to change that the way I want to. Let's see. Never mind. I think we're having trouble with that. That was not what I was hoping for with that one. All right, sorry guys. But it does, but it does work that way. It's just that what I was saying was, since I have EndNote, Zotero, as well as Mendeley on my desktop, that it actually is choosing to open the file in another method that I didn't intended to open it in. So that's probably never going to happen to you, but that's something that's unfortunately happened to me in this situation. Actually, I might be able to switch it now. Here we go. And I'm about to fix it. Let's see. And all right, don't want to waste too much of your time. And the file finally made it over here, so yay, thank God. But anyway, let's go back out, talk a little bit more about some other little bits about Mendeley Desktop. So Mendeley Desktop, as well as its web component, they have a literature search option. So what is that exactly? So Mendeley has its own web catalog. So Mendeley essentially takes all of the references that have been added by users, and then it actually uses them to actually populate a Mendeley web catalog. So then a sophisticated algorithm is introduced, and it examines each of the entries, and then it helps users to identify papers that are similar to the references they have in their own libraries. So it's kind of cool because it's like having a smaller Search USA already inside Mendeley. So I'm just going to give you an example really quick. So of the documents that we have here, let's say, because what we're really going to be looking for is we're going to look up some more information about virtual reality and stroke rehabilitation. So you can do a literature search. And what loads up here is these are actually these are references that have been uploaded by other people that are doing research in the same field. So, for instance, like this is a great tool as well to actually add entries to your library, which you can pretty much just go through, click on them, and do like save reference, and then it'll save it to your library. So which one was that we were just looking at? Checkmark by Crotty. Do a sync. And then let's see, document not in your library, save, and we'll put that in our library as well, do the sync. And yeah, so that's a really, really interesting tool that I'm fairly certain that that you won't find in EndNote. There's a Mendeley suggestion, which is sort of, it's a way that it will actually look at the articles that are in your library, and then it'll give you just some recommendations. So, like this one, which all you have to do is click to add to the library, click to add to library. And this is the web one again, this is where we're at now. Like I said, the web version and the desktop version unite your libraries completely. So there's like the suggested tab. You can create groups. There's also, I found there's as you see right here, careers. People apparently post jobs on here as well. Very, very interesting. Yeah, right? That's kind of cool. So, you can research your thesis, and then you can try to look for a job all at the same time. So saves you a lot of time, I guess, right? So that's basically, I guess, how to use both the web browser version, which we've kind of come back to, as well as the desktop version. Like I said, a lot of these citation managers, you know, a lot of them kind of look the same, work the same, but then there are some that just have these really, really convenient and really easy features. And just reminds me, easy features, what I wanted to show you was is like surfing the web, which this is a Zotero feature as well. But this is what I was talking about when I said the web extension. So let's say you're surfing the web and you happen to see that like there's a good article that you pull up, or it's even a YouTube video for that matter you pull up. Let's click on this one. Maybe this is something that we might want to use, and give it a look. Give it a look through. Looks great. We go up here to actually cite the source and to save it for later. We go up to the Mendeley button here. The Mendeley importer is actually what it's called. You click on it, and wait for an eternity. Let's do I promise you this is a lot easier than actually what I'm making it look like right now. So click on the Mendeley importer. And sometimes it takes a second. It's thinking right now, but there'll be a box that pops up that'll ask you, are you kidding me? Okay. Looks like I may have to reinstall this all of a sudden. So the extension typically downloads with your, automatically downloads with the, when you do the desktop download. There it is. That's if you have to add it manually, which we really shouldn't have had to do, but it looks like that's what it wanted us to do tonight. So let's say this was one that we wanted to use. Let's see if it works now. This is just a regular website. There we go. So this little box will pop up, and once the information, because what it's doing is that it's gathering all of the information from the website, and it's trying to generate an actual citation for the website. While we're waiting for that, I'm going to open up a Word document so I can show you the last little bit of this, which is inserting a citation into a Word document. All right, folks, I promise it really doesn't take this long to do this. I think as soon as I messed up the PubMed one, trying to switch that over is when, well, it was about the time this all went off the rails. So I apologize, but what would populate over here is a citation for the website, and to see it, you could either go to your Mendeley library, and it will populate here or somewhere. It's loading documents right now. Well, let's not hold our breath for now. I promise you this tool is actually very useful. So adding citations, let's go back to that. Let's skip to that really quick. So adding a citation. How do you do that with Mendeley? So you're going to go to References. So Zotero, as you can see up here, as well as EndNote, they have their own tabs that are usually downloaded, but with Mendeley, it'll give you this. It just adds like an extra button to it. So if you want, say, if you're writing a sentence and you're going to do an in-text citation, you would do the enter or insert citation. You go to your Mendeley library and choose one of the entries. So it'll just choose this one at random. Okay. So yeah, what would pop up is that when you do insert citation, it will pop up and say, which item do you want to insert? And you should just be able to click it, and it inserts. There we go. It took a second for it to actually finally show up, but that's what shows up. It usually works a lot quicker than that. For your reference list, insert bibliography for that same citation, and there it is right there. Another one. I wonder if I slowed it down by accident. And then hit cite. All right, so that one came up, and then it also gave us like the bibliography part there. But it's pretty easy as far as the inserting citations. They're moving kind of slowly here, but it actually is pretty simple, and it's very easy to use. So like I said, insert citation, you would go to your Mendeley library if you have it there, select, cite, and then you're good to go. So then there's that. And I think that was what I was trying to go over, or at least what I was trying to get to as far as the rest of my presentation. I've got about 10 minutes left. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to take it over here to the questions section. And so if you guys want to ask me any questions, go ahead and do that. Sorry about the presentation. It's kind of disjointed tonight. I apologize. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about Mendeley, I'll take those for you right now, or just frustrations or comments about Mendeley as well.
So it will do both PDFs and Word documents.
As far as entering files into Mendeley, it's interesting to mention Word documents. I have not tried that yet, but I will.
Okay.
The reason why that I guess I haven't tried Word documents is because most of the academic papers maybe are usually in a PDF, in PDF format. But let me see if I can find an article or just something generally, a paper that is a doc, that's a Microsoft Word doc. I've never tried that before, but yeah, thanks for that. It's a good idea.
Sure.
I just got onto Google and I'm trying to just find a regular Microsoft Word doc that's been saved to. It's been saved to that. So I downloaded it, and I'm going to drag and drop, which is what I was trying to illustrate earlier. So there it is right there. It looks like it works.
Okay.
There it is.
Awesome.
And it doesn't look like that it extracts any sort of metadata. I'm not even sure what this document is. I hope it's something that's not obscene. Okay, good, definitely. So it looks like that the Microsoft Word document, it didn't save any of the metadata, which is this stuff, the actual citation, the meat of it. But you could add that actually in. So you could say, if you know the author of the document or abstract or whatever, you could just enter that in on your own. But yeah, thanks for that. The Word document thing, that's a good idea.
Yeah. And if you wanted to, you could probably save like your Prezi presentations.
You probably could. I think when. All right, Jamie. See you later. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming tonight. You probably could. I think with Prezi, you typically you save your Prezi presentations. I think you turn them into PDFs or PowerPoints,
Okay. Yeah.
and
Okay.
and if it's a PowerPoint or if it's a PDF or if it's a video,
Mm-hmm.
it'll save. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, so I think you're good there. It'll save pretty much most anything. This is what I was trying to do earlier that took so long. But hit save, and then it cites the website for you.
Oh, wow.
And
Nice.
it'll show up first here in your web browser version, which usually you'll just have to do like a little refresh, and it'll come up.
Okay.
There's a And then it should be up here after we hit sync. It'll show up. So yeah, I would say that the main thing is with this, just make sure that you're always syncing, just so that your libraries are the same, whether it's in the desktop version or if it's um, in the web browser version.
Excellent. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah. Do you have any other questions or any other comments?
No.
Sorry about this tonight. I know it seemed to lag a little bit. I apologize.
No, it's fine. It looks like an excellent citation manager.
It is a pretty good one. I mean, it's very, I've only ever used it um, 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 as a reference manager. So to me, I'm actually interested in its capabilities um, um, as a social networker, which is really, really strange to me. But apparently, it's very popular for that. So that's definitely something that I was going to try out here in the future, just to see if it's worth its weight in gold. But the best part about it, naturally, is that it's free, which is always great. So, but if you don't have any other questions, thank you so much tonight, Patty.
Thank
I
you,
really
Ryan.
appreciate your time and your patience. And of course, if you need me, you know where to find me.
Yep, of course. Thank you so much, Ryan.
Absolutely. Have a great night.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.